afternoon, thank you for joining us. My name is Craig, I'm doing business development here at Nolan, and I'm joined today by Mark Hennessy. He's going to give you a NetSuite overview and a system demonstration, so thanks for your time, Mark.
No problem at all.
Okay, so what are we going to show you today? Well, I'm going to run through a corporate overview very quickly, just to tell you a little bit about NetSuite, its history, and what are its key differentiators in the market. The system demonstration that Mark's going to deliver will cover navigation, dashboards, role-based and global searches, capturing leads and going through the CRM and opportunity management, quote to order and order fulfilment, invoicing and accounts receivable, general ledger overview, and profit and loss reports and key performance indicators. So, who are NetSuite? Well, they're the world's #1 cloud ERP vendor. They were founded in 1998 with the sole purpose of delivering a business system that was accessible anywhere in the cloud on the internet. Right now, they employ over 3,300 people worldwide. The system is used by 30,000 plus organisations, and as you can see, by just a selection of customers on the right-hand side, they've got a very diverse customer base. So what that means is it's a very adaptable system that can be used by lots of companies, big and small, irrelevant of your individual sort of requirements that you're looking for. NetSuite is 100% true cloud. So what that means is it's accessible anywhere on any device, and it's not an on-premise system that's just been hosted on a server somewhere. So, as I mentioned earlier, the whole idea behind NetSuite was to offer a business system accessible on the internet. But what does that actually mean? Well, in NetSuite you can manage all your CRM, your professional services automation, your financials, and it's e-commerce ready. So you can also manage interaction with people via your website, and it also comes with its own website capabilities as well. What they've actually done is extended the functionality out so that you can offer a 360-degree view to not only all of your staff, but particular roles will have dashboards to see their own relevant information to them. And you can also, there's a customer portal and a partner portal as well, which means you can empower customers to interact with you and to transact very easily and very efficiently. And it all sits around a single data source, so you're all sharing the same data at all times. Okay, one of the biggest concerns customers have when they're looking at changing their business system is how easy is it going to be for our users to use, and what are the sort of upgrades, and you know, will we get stuck on an old version? Well, this is easily configured and customized by mere mortals with no version lock. So that means that as an end user, you can easily personalize dashboards, create custom searches that will enable you to work much more effectively and efficiently. You may have a systems IT manager or a business analyst within your business. We empower them to be able to take the day-to-day end users and customize reports for them, customize fields, forms, and create workflows which help streamline processes. And the developers, that's where Nolan will come in. We've got over 10 years experience of developing and enhancing Suite apps and extending NetSuite's functionality further. So if there's any third-party systems that you need to link to, for example, that's something that Nolan can help with. So it's an enterprise platform for any business model. As I mentioned earlier, it's accessible on any device, either using an internet browser or using the NetSuite app. So mobility, you can empower your workforce to enter timesheets, enter expenses, and basically self-serve customers and vendors. And visibility anywhere. As I mentioned, real-time, role-based dashboards mean that you're getting the relevant information live that's applicable to you in your particular role. And it's all fully customizable and personalized. So just a quick summary of what I've run you through. Why would you consider running your business on NetSuite? Well, it's efficient. Being in the cloud and software as a service, it means that you're eliminating on-premise IT costs. So it's irrelevant what service you run or what infrastructure you've got, you can still utilize and capitalize on NetSuite's core strengths. It's fully integrated ERP, CRM and e-commerce suite, cuts the cycles times down, streamlines your processes and cuts down errors. The real-time dashboards and analytics eliminate the need for spreadsheets, and as I mentioned earlier, it's accessible anytime, anywhere, on any device. Multi-subsidiary intelligence means that you can scale, and as you add more businesses across the globe, you're able to easily scale up and manage local complexities and taxation complexities. And it's fully up to date. So what that means is, unlike on-premise systems where you're constantly, yearly having to get a systems engineer to come and update you to the latest version, NetSuite rolls out automatically 2 upgrades a year, which just happen and appear within your system automatically. Again, making life very, very simple and easy. Just a quick testimonial from one of NetSuite's, Nolan and NetSuite's joint customers, just mentioning there that they were able, because of the flexibility, to tailor their system to the unique business processes that they had as an IT company. So thank you for your time. I'm going to hand over to Mark now, who's going to give you a brief whistle-stop tour of the key functions and benefits of NetSuite.
Okay, that's great. So this is NetSuite. You see I'm running here in Google Chrome. You can use whichever browser that you want to, as long as it's sort of reasonably up to date. It's quite happy just to run it in any browser, so it's creative. There's no system requirements, no hardware considerations to worry about. It doesn't run within the web browser, so you do have to run it on the internet. You do have to have an internet connection to run. But that's, most people see that as an advantage because it just means you can run it anywhere, whether you're on the train or at home or in the office or wherever you are. I'll give you a quick sort of tour of the NetSuite dashboard, just to explain what a few of these things I'm showing you actually are. So, firstly, your dashboard can be personalised, so you can change your dashboard around and add things on here, take things away, move things around. So if we wanted to add in, say, our calendar, we come and click that on, it pops in a calendar. If we want to put that into the middle there, we can come and just drag that over. That's showing a daily view. Maybe we want to show a monthly view of the calendar. We can add that onto the dashboard very, very quickly. If we'd rather see the dashboard layout in 3 columns, we can come and switch that over here, or just a single column, depending on what you want. Sometimes you have very simple dashboards. If it's just, say, for example, to go out into the warehouse just to give a list of orders that need to be picked or something, maybe the dashboard is very, very simple and doesn't have these kind of complexities on it. But so that's why they give that single option. Let's just remove that. So we can add and change things around on your dashboard if you want to. And different user roles can also have different dashboards. So in here, we're logged in as the system administrator, just so I have access to everything. If we were to say, come down and look at the financial director's role and what his dashboard would look like, you see it's been configured slightly differently. We've got the 3 columns. We're seeing global financial ratios, the KPIs that the financial director is interested in are slightly different to what, say, the sales director might be interested in. So here we're seeing what expenses, what open invoices there are, and so on, and what reminders they have for their particular user role. If I come down to a sort of typical kind of sales rep dashboard, you'll see again this has been configured differently. So here we're seeing the sales target is 55k. I haven't made any this month, so they're not doing very well. So it's all red and showing 0. So there's some work to do there. But we're seeing the new suspects coming today, what their quota is, and so on through there, what opportunities they have to close, opportunities they're working on. And here you can see sales by sales rep summary so far this year. So Andy Wolfer I'm looking as sold 66,000, but then there's clearly the best salesman here. The next best is it's actually unassigned on that one, but this one will be Clark Kuzer at 8,500. So quite good to encourage a bit of competition through the sales team by putting those sorts of things on their dashboards. The other thing you can do with these bar charts is I can click and drill through into the underlying transactions. So by doing that, we see a list of the invoices that made up that value there. And again, if we click through into, say, this one for Addy Electric, it's £25. Just for a second click, we're down to the actual invoice itself. So straight from a pretty graph on the dashboard, a couple of clicks and we're down at transaction level, and then you can see the actual invoice 1142 to Addy Electric. And that's a common theme throughout NetSuite. You can always click and drill down, drill through into transactions underlying those dashboards. I'm just going to switch back in as administrator and probably stay in that role for the rest of the demo, just so that we can get around the system easily without being tripped up by user rights. Obviously, different roles will have different permissions to use different parts of the system, so you wouldn't want necessarily the sales reps better go into the GL, for example. Some things on the dashboard then before we move off and just put some transactions through. A couple of other key things. Firstly, here we've got recent records, so this is a bit like your kind of internet browsing history, and again we can click and drill through. So if you want to see Addy Electric's customer record, I can pop that open. I chose to open in a new tab. One of the nice things about running in a browser is you can have multiple tabs open, and so you can have many different records open at the same time. You might be halfway through processing an invoice, and then you get a call in from a customer, want to pop open a new tab to deal with that inquiry. So NetSuite supports that kind of thing very, very easily. So that's your recent records. You can have favourites as well. So I've got an AR agent summary as a favourite that I've set up. So say if you go searching through the menus for reports, you can just pop those in as favourites, and those reports are there and easy to get to. So it's not only reports, could be any other page in the system as well. Shut that one down. This search bar at the top is probably one of the most powerful things in the system in many ways, because it enables you to get around the system very, very quickly. If I come in here and just type in, say, Smith, it will go off and search for anything that contains the word Smith. It may be there's a project that Ultima are doing for Smith Supplies, there's a contact Dale Smith, different parts of the system, maybe not only projects or contacts, but it could be customers or orders or items or whatever really. So I can put the first couple of characters of the record type, you'll see it filters that down to only show me contacts containing Smith. Also in here, we can search for items. So if we looked at iPads, 32 gigs, you'll see it very quickly returns lists of items that contain that particular search string. There's about 250,000 items within this system. Now, and obviously, you can click and drill through into these just by clicking them out. If I just come back to our customer record for Adley, I'm just going to hit enter on that and just take us back through to the customer record. I guess this is a very typical kind of record form within NetSuite. If I choose to edit it, and you can configure these forms however you want to. There's a customize option up here, so we can customize this form. We can put new fields on. We can move things around. We can change labels. We can switch fields on or off. All those types of things are very, very easy. I won't show you that during this webinar, but yeah, it gets a bit too much detail for what we're doing right here. But it's very easy to add on fields like this credit status, for example, with your own drop-down list. It's very, very easy to do. You can see in here the various bits of information and various different tabs in here. One of the ones I just want to show you, just look at the CRM side briefly, is obviously lists of contacts we can have. We can also start to see lists of activities. So there's some activities here from chasing payments to setting up a meeting, tasks for Fred to follow up on something, and so on there. So, and an activity could be a phone call or a meeting or a task on there. The other thing we can do here is look at messages. So you can actually send email messages out from NetSuite. See here there's been some quotes being sent out, and we'll do one of those in a minute. But it might be sending invoices or statements, or just sort of general sort of sales messages or marketing emails going out, mail blasts out. and you can track all those back on the customer record and see exactly who sent what. The nice thing is when the customer then replies to that, their reply automatically comes into NetSuite as well. If I just look at the message history, you'll see those messages start to build up within there. I won't go through all of these, but a list of opportunities, you start to get the idea. It's just the sales opportunities that are going on. There's some transactions here. This is more the typical kind of this sort of sales ledger or receivables view. So we're just looking at open transactions, invoices, some returns, there's orders in here, the big credits and receipts and all that sort of thing as well. But you can filter these down. So if I only wanted to come in here and say, just show me a list of invoices, that's very easy to do, just by choosing an option there that only shows me open invoices for this particular account. So you start to see that the CRM, as Craig was saying, the CRM and the core finance and ERP systems are really just one system. So when you talk about a 360-degree view of a customer, I guess this is what we're really talking about. You can come to the customer form and see everything about that particular customer just in one place. And whether it be a list of support cases or customer service cases they've got open with us, a list of projects that are running for them, or marketing campaigns that they've responded to, all that's just there in one place. The other thing you can do here as well is you can actually have a dashboard for each customer. So you can start to present this information rather than in a form like we have been looking at, but in more a dashboard view. So now all these KPIs just relate to this particular customer record. So what sales in this fiscal year versus last has had the electric place with us. And again, this is customizable, so you can change this dashboard around as you want to. So it's just a different way of viewing, I guess, the same information I was showing you on the form. If you want to see that in more the dashboard view, that's very, very simple to do. Okay, so just a couple more things before we move off the basic kind of look and feel and navigation and systems. So that was the global search took us through into there. We've got a thing here, we want to create something new, a new sales order, a new item, new case, whatever, we can do that straight from that homepage. Help files are extremely comprehensive as well. There's a huge amount of online help with NetSuite that's available to us going through here. But I think one of the things that's also very good is this support tab here. I'll just click into this one. So this is saying welcome to release 2016.1. So as Craig was saying, the system gets upgraded twice a year automatically. You don't have to worry about that or do anything. It just sort of happens in the background. So this has just recently been upgraded. And we can see in here a sneak peek of this version. We can get a video, the overview, and get the release notes as to what's changed in here in this version. But also in here we've got this Sweet Answers site, which is just contains a huge amount of information about NetSuite. It's contributed to by NetSuite themselves, by customers. So if you need to see sort of solutions to problems and so on, you can come in and search within the Sweet Answers site, and you'll find out some information. There's also a lot of sort of training videos and that sort of thing in here as well. Right, loads up. So it's great for when you're first getting started. You can come in here and watch the training videos. There's about 20 videos sort of that people use for getting started. There we go. So that's really, really powerful. So let's click on here. I guess I used to talk about this as being kind of an example of NetSuite's maturity. It's great that they started in '98 writing software for the cloud to run in a browser. And this sort of depth of support and help information only really comes with a system that's been around for that sort of length of time. Okay, let's close some of these down then. We'll just jump back into the main homepage. Okay, so what we'll do is then, I've got an online form here. So this is the sort of thing that perhaps you would sort of embed in your website or something. And then as people come to the website and key in their details, they can have them essentially key themselves into NetSuite for you. So imagine that form is embedded in your website. Someone comes along, we've got a potential customer called Reggie comes along, wants to talk about laptop bags. So he's just going to hit that submit, and then essentially what's happening is he's putting himself into NetSuite for us, and then we can pick that up in NetSuite, and then we can take Reggie through the sales cycle, have this go off and send him a bag. So at the end of that form, we just had a redirect through to our website. So we'll just close that off. So back on here now, so we look at new suspects. It's currently showing one. If I just refresh this, we now got 2 new suspects. And if I click and drill through into that, there's different ways NetSuite could alert us of that, but I've just chosen to do it by the dashboard there. And here we go, it's Albert's apples here. So if I drill through onto that, we'll see how it's just created that record for us. So here it goes, there's a suspect record for Albert's apples. Reggie Albert's been created as a contact, and it's come from the web source. And the comments, please contact me about your laptop bag. So great. So we now assign that as a salesperson. We go ahead and try and send them a bag. So perhaps the first thing we want to do is just pop on a new sales opportunity. Just create an opportunity record. Maybe you wouldn't bother for a laptop bag for such a small order, but we'll go through it anyway. We can have various different statuses in here, so it's in discussion, proposal, and again, these are lists that you can get out and change, and the probability it's going to close. It's only a bag, so we're fairly confident we're going to close this by tomorrow. And we'll just pop that, just basic information in there. So we've got a sales opportunity on now for this bag. So the next thing we want to, so let's say we had a quick conversation with him, ask him what colour bag he wants, what laptop it's got to fit in, and what laptop it's got to fit, and so on. Should be his phone number on the previous form, so it was there, doesn't matter. So spoke about, forgive my typing, about 17-inch laptop bag. Okay, and we'll say that's a completed call. But if we could schedule these for different people, we can reserve time for them and set up reminders and so on as well if we want to do that. But I'm just going to log a phone call and say we've had that call. So we're still on our opportunity record, and I'm just going to create a quick quote, which we're going to send over to Reggie and get him to sign that off so we can go ahead and get this bag sold. So here's our quote form, and I'm just going to pick up our bag, which happens to know the item number 4, but we could type any part of that description, you'll find it. The Targus note pack. And with this one, we're going to buy it from a supplier as well, because this is going to actually be a back-to-back order. So we're going to buy that from Tech Data, and we know we're going to pay about £15 for it. Say we're going to sell it for say £25, and it knows about all the tax codes and so on. So I'm just going to go ahead and save and email that quote over to Reggie. So what it's doing is just saving that quote. It's generating the email. It does it as an HTML template for this example, but it could be a PDF attachment to the email going off to the customer there. So there's our quotes. And if we look at the communication tab here, well, there's our email that's gone off. There's our quote, total £30 because it's added on a £5 delivery charge as well there. So in our accelerated sales cycle, Reggie comes back and says, yep, that's great, we want to go ahead. So I'm just going to go ahead and progress that to a sales order. So notice we don't have to rekey anything now. We're just going to take this through the process. We don't have to start keying things in again. We know because that original quote was there, we can just create a sales order off the back of that. To do that, we can run down an approval workflow as well. I'm just going to assume this is already approved. So there's our laptop bag, and I'm just going to save that sales order into the system. So what it's now doing is, because we said it was a back-to-back purchase order, we're going to buy this bag from Tech Data and have it delivered. It's actually going to go and create that back-to-back purchase order at the same time and then link it all together. So it takes a few seconds when it just generates those transactions, and it'll come back with the numbers that we need to trace that through. You notice down here, I'll pick the drop shipment option. There is another option there for a special order, and the sort of special order would essentially deliver that bag to us here as stock. Then we could have it within our warehouse ready to be shipped out from here, but here it's assuming it's going to be drop shipped directly out to the customer. So the next screen, our sales order number 4 and 6 and our PO 414. So just pop these open. So we get them both in one place again, open up into new tabs, I'm going to go to my PO because we've had a notification from Tech Data that bag has actually been shipped, so we're going to mark it as shipped. You also just note here that you can drill back through to that original sales order. That link is maintained throughout. So this has been shipped. I'm just going to save that. And this does a couple of things. So first it marks it creates this item fulfillment record, which marks the purchase order as being shipped. If I could just go back to that purchase order, we'll now see here that there's pending bill because it's been shipped and we're waiting for the invoice to come in from the supplier. But look at my sales order, that says pending fulfillment. But if I just refresh my browser here, you'll see this will change to say pending billing, which means that it's been fulfilled, it's been delivered to the customer, and we've just got to raise the invoice now. So invoice or bill. You can change those terms in NetSuite as well. So, but you see it's all linked together. So the purchase orders and sales orders all linked together. And I'm just going to go ahead and just raise the invoice out to the customer now off the back of that. So we'll do that, and then I'll just show you how these things link together, just so you can sort of get the end-to-end picture and how you can join these transactions up. So there's our invoice, and again, I'm just going to save and email that out. If you'd rather send your invoices on paper, that's fine. We could print them. And obviously, you can do these in a batch as well. I'm showing you just one transaction going through, but we could do this as a batch process rather than doing them as individual transactions, as I'm showing you here. Okay. So there's our invoice generated. Just give us the number back, 1175. That's gone off. Just in the waiting to be paid now. So if we look, if we just come back and just pop back to the sales order. So we're just going to jump from the purchase order record back to the sales order. So from here we can click through and get to the purchase order that it's attached to, and we can also look at the related records here, and we see the item fulfillment record, the PO and the invoice. So all those 4 transactions are all joined up, and we can just click and drill through into any of those just using this related records tab. So really easy to keep track of what's going on. Okay, so that was kind of a typical just order flow, obviously done at breakneck speed, but just to give you an idea. Just before I finish the demo, I just wanted to show you a little bit of the reporting around the general ledger, because obviously there's been a lot of postings going on the back of all of this. There's been journals being posted and so on through to the general ledger. So if I just come into, I've got it on a favourite to the profit and loss account here, just to give you an idea of the financial reporting as well. So I guess it's a very typical and simple profit and loss report. So there's our sales. This is showing, it's quite a wide range of dates in this one, but you could change the date it's showing from. The columns here are showing just one column for total. If you're wanting to break this down by department or location or by accounting period, so you can do that as well. So we can have a different period for each column across the top here. And obviously, as I said earlier, each of these numbers you can click and drill through to get to the detail behind. So 29 million there, if I get through to the detail, so it's quite a large amount of data in here, but there's our invoice for Albert's Apples. If I can click and drill through straight to that invoice from that profit and loss report as well that we just raised. So you see how that all links together. The other thing that's really nice about these reports is we can just come and export them out to Excel as well if you want to do that. And they come out pretty well in Excel, so you can see that it exports them. The nice thing about the way it does it is it actually brings through proper formula into the spreadsheet as well. So actual kind of usable workbooks that come out of NetSuite there. Most accountants will love. Okay, so that kind of ends the whistle-stop tour of NetSuite. If that's only an overview webinar, I'll hand back to Craig.
Thank you, Mark. So hopefully that's given you an indication to the capabilities. As you've seen, it's an immensely intuitive system. We'd be happy to answer any questions or arrange a free trial should you need it. We'll also make the slides available should you need them, but our contact details are on here. Mark and I'd be happy to take any questions from you, either on the live chat or via email. Thank you very much for your time today.